Why do you do it? I mean, come and visit people you don't even know.
Well, I suppose at my age, my life's not as full as it could be. It makes me feel good to help out a bit. I know what it's like to be lonely.
Yeah, stinks getting old, doesn't it?
Oh, isn't it lovely here?
Yeah, real nice. You know, I'm real glad you come to visit me. Now, where'd I put that? Oh. Just what I needed. A beautiful day and lots of visitors.
Birdsworth. Bryant.
Here.
Burns.
Here.
Come on, Birdsworth, that's your name. Birdsworth!
Sorry, Mr. Fletcher, she couldn't make it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, she's taken the day off.
You can't really blame her for worrying. I mean, she's a real desperate criminal. Look at that.
That's enough, all of you! Burns, you seem to know something about this. Where is she?
Well, I don't really know a thing, Mr. Fletcher. It's just that her note said that she needed a day off. No one would give it to her, so she took it anyway.
Any sign of Birdsworth yet?
No, not yet.
Well, I think the women are hiding her for some reason. It's their way of causing trouble. A full-scale search will soon flush her out.
Can I help you, dear?
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll have these. Have you got any nice cardies?
Well, you could try there.
Oh, this one's got real class. I reckon that'd do me well. That'll be all, thank you.
Shall I put them in a bag for you?
Yes, thank you. I think I'll have that hat as well.
Now, altogether, that comes to $7.85. I'll let you have it for $7.
Oh, that's real nice of you, love. I do appreciate that. That's funny. I can't find me bag. I must have left it on the bus. What am I going to do?
Oh, dear. Are you sure you've lost it?
Oh, I remember now. I put it on the seat when I got in.
Never mind. It'll turn up. Look, why don't I ring the bus company for you? What bus line was it?
Green, I think. Oh, I can do that when I get home. How am I going to get home? Oh, and my pension cheque. I just cashed it and all my money's in that bag.
Oh, you poor dear. Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you take these clothes home? And when your bag turns up, then you can pay us back.
Oh, I couldn't do that. That wouldn't be right.
Since I insist. Look, and here's $2 to get you home. Now, don't forget to ring the bus company when you get home.
I don't know what to say. That's the nicest thing that's ever happened to me.
Goodbye, dear. And I hope your bag turns up.
Goodbye, and God bless you.
That's $1.40, thank you.
Oh, I remember when them things only cost $2 bob. It's not fair on an old pensioner, you know. I reckon inflation should be banned for everyone over 65.
There you are.
What's this, young man? This is only $1.40, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I gave you $10. Where's me change?
I'm sorry, you only gave me $2.
I did not. I ought to know when I gave you $10. On my pension, $10 is a lot of money. Now, you just give me change.
Lady, I'm sure you only gave me $2.
It was me last $10. Do you want to look at me bag?
Would you mind getting a move on? Give this lady her correct change and hurry up.
I gave him $10 and he reckons I only gave him $2.
I'm positive it was only $2.
You just look in the till and you just see my $10 is right on top.
You shouldn't have to put up with that. I'd call the manager.
Yeah, good idea.
Look, lady, I distinctly
I
remember...
would like some service.
All right. Here you are.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Well, time for afternoon tea, I reckon.
Well, if you ask me, the problem is simple. Birdsworth is still on the premises, being hidden by the women. A full-scale search will soon unearth her.
No, with the women locked in their cells, she'll have to come out eventually.
Well, that's what the women want. They can laze in their cells for days. It's all part of their plan.
Hey, I'm a pedestrian, you know. You ought to be more careful. Shouldn't be allowed, I reckon. Hey, you know what? I'm going to see Sid. Sidney Humphrey's his real name, but I'm allowed to call him Sid. He had a stroke. They put him in a home. I'm going down to cheer him up. You know what? I haven't been in the country for years. I love buses, don't you? Beauty! Here I come, Sid. I've come to see Mr. Sidney Humphrey.
Well, I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, I've come a long way, you know.
Well, Sid's gone out for a couple of days. He's staying with his son at Wombalano. It's his birthday today.
Sid's birthday?
69, I believe.
Oh, I missed him.
Are you a relative?
No, he just used to come and see me when I was in... When me old ticker was crook, see?
Old friends, are you?
Yeah, Sid and me's real good friends. I'm sorry I missed him. When he comes back, you tell him old Lizzie was here and she was sad that she missed him. And say, happy birthday.
She's still in here, Mrs. Davidson, I'm sure of it.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
And you too.
What's that?
Hey, Sid, says that you?
Can I help you?
69 today, 69 today. Not half as old as me, you know. I'm 72. Oh, I'm a much older woman.
I thought you were going home.
I was. But the pub got in my way. Right in front of me was. I couldn't even see the bus stop.
Where do you live?
Oh, a long way away.
Did you come by bus?
Are you a doctor?
I'm Dr. Evans.
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Elizabeth Birdsworth.
It's getting late, Mrs. Birdsworth. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I missed the bus. Hey, do you reckon Sid's son would put me up?
I couldn't say.
Well, I missed the bus. I spent all my money in the pub, so I can't stay there. Oh, go on, don't be a sport. You ring Sid's son and ask him to look after me.
Look up Sid Humphrey's card, would you? There should be a phone number on that.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, you can forget the card. She's passed out. I'll put her in room 3, get some night clothes and we can change her.
Hey, what do you think I am? I'm not taking off my clothes in front of a male officer.
What?
I'm not in Wentworth now, you know. I've escaped. I walked right out the gate, right in the guard's nose.
Wentworth Detention Centre?
Yeah, Wentworth Detention Centre.
Good morning. Wentworth Detention Centre.
That you, Mrs. Davidson?
Lizzie, where are you?
Oh, don't you worry about me. I'm quite all right. I met this nice young man. He put me up for the night.
Lizzie, where are you?
And don't you send anybody for me. I'm coming back on my own. It's not as if I didn't know the way. Bye-bye for now. I won't be long. Tell Mrs. O'Regan I'll be home for tea.
How far away are you? Lizzie?
Excuse me, madam. Could I ask you for some identification, please?
Yes, I think so. What's all this about?
Oh, just routine, madam. There's been an escape from Wentworth, and we have to check everyone who fits the description. I hope you understand.
Oh, sorry to disappoint you, young man, but I'm not whoever you're looking for.
Do you have any identification?
I most certainly do.
Anne Brownlee.
Mrs.
Well, that seems to check out all right, Mrs. Brownlee. Sorry to have bothered you.
Oh, that's perfectly all right. I know how busy you are rushing around trying to catch thieves.
Yeah.
I hope you catch her.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
That's what you think, because I'm going back on my own. Yoo-hoo, Mrs. Morris, I'm back. It's me. Listen. Keep the change. Where have you been? I've been to see Sid. It was his birthday.
Well, welcome back, Lizzie.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I had a great time.
I think we'd better go and see Mrs. Davidson.
She's very worried about me.
She'll be very happy to see you.
You do me a favour, Mr. Andrews?
Of course.
Give this handbag back to the cops. I never took nothing out of it.
Okay.
Beauty. Come along, Lizzie.
Did you miss me, Mrs. M?
We certainly did.
Oh, it's nice to be missed by old friends. Oh, I met this lovely young doctor. He put me up for the night when I went to see Sid. I got a bit blasted, you see.
I can imagine.
It was one of the best days of my life.
Oh, that's a nice table lamp. It's just like the one I have in my office.
Yeah, just something like that.
Yes, amazing resemblance.
Found Lizzie wandering down the corridor. She said she'd fallen over.
Birdsworth.
Must have hit me head, that's all.
Are you all right, Lizzie?
Who are you? Where am I? Oh, I must go. I'll be late getting the tea ready. I might miss me bus.
I think you can take her back to the laundry now, thank you, Mr. Harrison.
Well, shouldn't she at least see the sister?
Yeah. Yeah, the sister.
Oh, I hope it's not permanent. Loss of memory at that age could mean a mental institution for life. A padded cell, and that's all.
Miss Sam, they wouldn't do that to me, would they?
Miraculous recovery, don't you think?
I do indeed.
Nobody'll give me a fair go.
Smith's amnesia seems to be catching.
This one for you, Lizzie.
Oh, beauty! I hope it's from Sid. Yes, it is.
Parks, hand-delivered by the looks of it. Stokes?
Well, will you look at this? Bee, come over here and have a gander. Look.
Well, he looks in good shape. How is he?
Fit as a fiddle. He's left the nursing home, you know.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's staying with his son, Gordon.
They're pretty kids, Lizzie.
Yeah.
They his grandchildren?
Yeah. Well, now let's... Oh, listen to this. I'm now back with my family. It's great to be with them, Elizabeth. Unfortunately, the appreciation doesn't cut both ways. Gordon's not happy, and I get the impression I'm a burden on the family. I feel I've lost my independence. Now I know how you feel.
I know what he means.
Yeah, well, you write that to him, Lizzie, and tell him we all send our love.
I will, Dor. Oh, isn't it awful when families don't get on? I'm just writing a letter to Sid about the house.
What about the house?
Well, I was talking to Mrs. Powell, and she reckons the mongrels who were living there have just about ruined it.
Well, that's not going to do Sid any good. You'll just upset him.
Oh, he'll be all right.
Well, maybe. But I still think you should be careful what you write.
Look, if Sid knows that his house is being knocked about, he might even come home. And then, if he comes home, well, I'd have a better chance of seeing him, wouldn't I? Hang on, I haven't done my warm-up yet.
Blimey, Lizzie, you're not serious, are you?
Why not be? I can show some of these young whippersnappers how to keep fit. Come on, Mr. Fletcher, let's go.
I think you should take it easy, Lizzie.
Oh, I might be old, but I haven't croaked it yet. Come on, let's get cracking.
All right, then. Come on, then. Let's go. Go on, then, please. Right. Are we all here?
Oh, never again.
What are you all puffing for?
What kind of swifty did you pull?
Oh, be fair. You know me.
Yeah, that's the trouble. I do know you.
Besides, Lizzie, you must remember that Sid had a stroke and we really don't know how fit he is.
Yeah. Well, do you reckon I could go out and then I could find out how he is?
Well, I suppose it might be possible.
Tomorrow?
I'll have to clear it with the department, but there shouldn't be any problems.
Oh, you are a good sort, Mrs. Davidson.
Mrs. Powell can escort you.
Beauty!
Lizzie, why wouldn't you talk in front of Mr. Fletcher?
Oh, well, you know, me and Sid, it's not the sort of thing you talk about in front of men.
Oh, of course.
What's going on here? Get back to work.
Just celebrating my good news, Miss Bennett.
Oh, yes, and what's that?
Sid Humphrey. I'm going to visit him. Mrs. Davidson arranged it special.
Just make sure that you're back on time.
Oh, you're the only person I know who could find a cow pat at the end of a rainbow.
That's enough.
Lizzie, I don't want you to get your hopes up too high. Sid's
What
had
do
a
you
very
mean?
bad stroke. Look, he's
Has
all
anything
right.
happened since?
No, but he's not completely recovered yet.
Well, I know that.
Yes, but he may not be as well as you seem to think.
Sid?
Come in.
Sid.
Hello, Elizabeth.
I thought you said...
It takes time, Lizzie, a lot of time.
Bit of a mess, don't I? Still, no worries. Now that you're here, I'm feeling better already.
Oh, Sid. You got to eat, Sid.
I don't get that hungry these days.
Have you ever heard of them Meals on Wheels? Save you a lot of bother.
I'm not having them.
Well, it's real nice food.
I'm not having charity.
Or you give me the screaming irrit sometimes, Sid Humphrey. It's not charity. You got to pay for it. It's not much money.
Yeah, well,
but you...
call it what you like. I don't want them.
Look how long it took you to make a cup of tea. Now, if you had your midday meal delivered, you could spend all the more time on the house.
Yeah, well, there is that, I suppose.
And you don't mind me fixing your tucker.
Well, it's different.
No, it's not. Well, I suppose it is in a way. You promise me you'll think about it?
Yeah, all right. I'll think about it.
Well, that's all right then. I'll just see what I can make out of this lot. Don't you reckon that you should be staying with your son? I mean, you'd be looked after proper.
This is my house, my home. This is where I live, and this is where I want to die.
Oh, don't talk like that.
I'm not being gloomy. Happens to us all.
Oh, you got a lot of time left yet.
Time I started facing a few facts. Besides, you've been happy here today, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. It's been wonderful, Sid.
Wouldn't be the same at Gordon's place. Couldn't be by ourselves.
Well, as long as you're well enough, that's all.
Well, put it this way. I'd rather have a short, happy life than a long, miserable one, wouldn't you? Anyway, no way I'm going to give up.
Not with your visits to look forward to. You will come again?
If you want me to.
Hope I'm not interrupting.
Well, you are, as a matter of fact.
No, Elizabeth. She's got her job to do.
And it is time to go back, I'm afraid, Lizzie.
Already? But I've just...
After 4.
Oh, I thought I'd only been here a few minutes.
Well, I'll give you a minute to say goodbye. I'll be outside, Lizzie.
Mrs. Powell, I've been thinking. I've been working in the laundry a long time and I'm sick of it. Do you reckon I could go in the kitchen work with Mrs. O'Regan? I get on real well with her.
Well, Faye Abbott's due for a change, I suppose. All right. I don't see that can do any harm.
Oh, do you reckon Dora could come along as well? For a change of scene? I mean, she'd enjoy kitchen duty too.
You really push your luck, Lizzie.
It's just that I'm missing Sid so much, Mrs. Powell. It'd help take me mind off it. And then if Dora came along too, that'd make it even better. Oh, you know what it's like when you're getting old.
No, but I'm fast finding out.
Oh, Mrs. Powell, you make me sound unreasonable. Oh, Sid. They're beautiful.
Best I could find, Elizabeth.
Good on you, Sid. Nice to see you again. I knew they couldn't give a good man down.
Ah, of course not. Not no roughneck like me, eh?
Well, you make sure you look after yourself from now on. You sit back and relax a bit.
Oh, I've been doing so much of that lately, I'm getting calluses on the...
Oh, yeah?
Well, they're there anyway.
How are you, Sid? Look, I'll be here in a minute.
Oh, well, look, I'm right as rain. I told you it was nothing.
Look, you've got to be checked out first. You can't just walk away after this happening to you. Here they come with a stretcher.
Oh,
Sid, you're all right.
There's nothing really wrong, Elizabeth. I just had a bit of a funny turn, that's all. Nothing to make all this carry-on necessary.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not getting on that thing.
Yes, you are. And we'll see what Sister has to say after she's had a look at you.
But I don't need that. I'm perfectly capable of walking.
Oh, fair enough. But have a look at Lizzie. She's worried sick. Now, quit thinking about yourself for a minute and get on that bloody stretcher.
Well, I don't feel right having ladies carry me around.
It's truth, Doreen. How long has it since you've been called a lady?
Yeah, I'll carry you for miles if you keep talking to me like that.
Please, Sid, get on it. You made me feel so much better.
Yeah, all right. Little mate. Well, you mustn't worry about me, Elizabeth. My old folder collapsed.
What do you mean?
Oh, silly old fool. I should have gone and stayed with my son instead of going home trying to do too much.
Don't talk rubbish. I reckon it was a good idea coming back to your own house. It's just what you needed.
Oh, I've got to face up to it, Elizabeth, because if I don't, I'm going to be a burden on everybody.
All you got to do is use some common sense and not try to do too much. That's all.
Well, all I tried to do was pull out a couple of weeds. If I can't go with my gun, it all seems pointless.
Oh, don't talk like that. All you got to do is know your limitations. Take some care of yourself and you'll be as fit as a mallee bull in next to no time.
You really think so?
Of course I do.
You know, you almost talked me into it. You're a wonderful woman, Elizabeth.
You're not a bad old stick yourself.
Elizabeth, would you do me the honour of becoming my wife?
You mean you want to marry me?
If you'll have me.
Just been thinking things over.
About what I asked you. And?
Well, I don't reckon you know what you're letting yourself in for, see? asking an old lag like me to marry her. I mean, what are your friends think?
Elizabeth, if there's anyone in this world who doesn't like you, they're not my friends anyway. Besides, I've made decisions for myself for a number of years now when I decided I want you to be my wife. So, only thing is, do you want to be?
Oh, yes, Sid, I do.
Well, then that's all that matters then. Oh, sure, we won't be seeing too much of each other for the next few months, but that'll make each visit better, won't it? Yeah, I've got a little something for you. Hope you like it. The diamonds from my wife's engagement ring. But I had it reset for you.
Oh, Sid, it's beautiful.
We're going to be very happy, Elizabeth.
You bet.
What's that?
What?
That rock on your finger.
Oh, Lizzie, he never!
He bloody did.
Well, you couple of old foxes. You don't give much away, do you?
He asked me the other day, but I didn't know. Oh, I didn't reckon he'd want to be saddled with an old chook like me.
Well, when's it going to be, Lizzie?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Well, you better come down at that club before you start making any plans.
Yeah, fancy me getting spliced again.
Oh, that's right.
I've looked through all the magazines, but the new fashions wouldn't suit me. I reckon they're a bit daggy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The brides are wearing some pretty funny things these days.
All the young ones do. Oh, I couldn't wear anything fancy like that. Well, I wouldn't mind some lace, maybe on me hat.
You ready, Lizzie?
Oh, you bet. Have you got me money, Mrs. Davidson?
Yes. Don't forget to sign off.
Oh, I'll have to start learning a new signature soon, won't I? Bye, all.
Goodbye, Lizzie.
Oh, this one is lovely, Lizzie.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's just what I want. Can I try it on?
Of course.
What do you reckon, Mrs. Davidson?
It looks lovely, Lizzie.
Do you think Sid'll like it?
I'm sure he will.
Then I'll take it. I better have a bag and some shoes. Oh, and a hat.
What did you have in mind?
Well, let's have a look, shall we?
May I help you, madame?
Oh, yes. I would like a pair of overalls and gumboots. Oh, and earrings to match.
Oh, I just can't believe it. Old Elizabeth Birdsworth getting married.
Yeah, well, you better start believing it, love, because it's about to happen any minute.
Oh, I wish Ellen and Josie could be here. I did write to them. I know they'll be pleased. Hey, you know what? I'm going to have two families now. Gordon and his wife and two kids and... Well, I suppose that's about all.
No, you don't want too many, love. You'll never remember all their birthdays.
B, I'm so happy I could burst.
Well, you go right ahead, love. We'll pick up the pieces.
Who are you?
Humphrey. Gordon Humphrey.
Gordon? Oh, why didn't Sid tell me? I mean, oh, hell, what's a natter you hear anyway? Oh, look at you. I didn't recognise you. You don't look a bit like your pictures.
Look, I wanted to see you because...
I know, love. And I don't blame you a bit. Must have been a bit of a shock to you finding out about me. I mean, you being a bank manager and everything.
Look, Mrs. Birdsworth, I won't waste your time, as I'm sure you don't want to waste mine. But I want to talk to you for one reason, and one reason only. I want to talk about this so-called marriage.
It's great to be with them, Elizabeth. Unfortunately, the appreciation doesn't cut both ways. Gordon's not happy. I get the impression I'm a burden on the family. I feel I've lost my independence. Now I know how you must feel in that place. How dreadful to wake up each day knowing that not a minute of it is yours to do with as you wish. But enough of me. I know your next letter's almost due, but...
Lizzie, come on, come down to earth for Pete's sake. You've got an anxious bridegroom outside waiting to see you. You're not supposed to keep him waiting until the wedding day. Officer Barfield's waiting to take you out there. Well, come on. You're supposed to be a bit happier than that. Is there anything wrong?
No. No, Mr. Fletcher. I'm just being a silly old woman, that's all.
Hello, Elizabeth. Yeah, I was having a look round while I was waiting for you.
Sid, I wanna...
And I was just thinking to myself, you know what a pity it is they don't put this garden to better use. I mean, you imagine a border of alyssum, gazanias...
Sid, I'm sorry, but I gotta talk to you.
Yeah, you look a bit off colour, Elizabeth. Everything all right?
No, Sid. No, it isn't. Sid? I cannot marry you. I reckon there's no way he's gonna let an ex-con be the grandmother to his children. And that he hasn't spent all these years bringing them up proper to let me go and ruin it.
Oh, that's charming. Just imagine what the kids are like with a father like that.
No. Sid says they're the tops. That's the worst part about it. He reckons that if we go ahead with the marriage, that he'll never let Sid see his grandchildren again. Oh.
You miserable mongrel.
There, can we go inside, please?
Aren't you come the bank manager with me, Gordon?
Look, I'm only trying to stop you making a fool of yourself in public.
Public, yes, that's it, isn't it? Mustn't have a dirty washing scene in public. Is that how you see Elizabeth? As dirty washing?
Well, look, if that's the way you want it, I will not have that woman in my family.
It seems to me you don't want me in your family either. Perhaps you think I ought to give you the house now. After all, you could charge me rent.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Dad. I'm doing this for you as well, you know. I mean, you were lonely. That woman took advantage of you.
Of course I was lonely. I was living with you.
Can we go inside?
No. I'm going to see Elizabeth. And if she'll see me, I'm going to apologise to her for the scab I call her son.
We've got a visitor. It's Sid. Do you want to see him? Well, I think you should. He looks very upset.
No, Mr. Fletcher. Try not to hurt him. But tell him there's nothing more to be said. Oh. Sid. Sid.
Ever heard of a bank man called Lenny Travers?
A bank man? No, he's a robber.
So, what's the difference? He robs banks.
Then he gets out in 3 months. And he owes me a favour. I looked after his mum when she was in here.
Very touching.
Oh, that's me. I'm all heart. Anyway, Lenny's been a big disappointment to his old mum. She's scared one day he might kill someone. Or it's a dead cert, he'll do a job when he gets out. But all the city banks know him. So he'll have to go to the country. Won't he? Chances are you might just meet him yourself someday. And like I said, he owes me a favour.
Mrs. Birdsworth, I'm so glad you came. Look, I've had a long, hard think about our last discussion, and, well, I've come to the conclusion that I was wrong. Well, I do sincerely hope you'll accept my apology.